Hi everybody, my name is Kevin Howell and I'm here to show you how to install one of our clocks. And thank you for purchasing this clock. It's called the Touch. If yours doesn't look like this, it's probably very similar or one of the other clocks on our website, but they're all more or less the same, all similar in terms of installation. So before I carry on with the installation, let me take you through some of the tools you'll need for the installation. The first is the drilling machine with a 5mm drill bit. We have a measuring tape, 5 meters, of which you'll only be using 1.5 meters. A pencil, a Phillips screwdriver, a small miniature water level, which we won't be using. We'll all be using the big water level. There's an Allen key supplied with the unit, some machine screws, a hammer because all big installations need a hammer, a bracket, and 2 Hilti screws. Sorry about the bakkie that just went past us. It's a bit amateuristic. Alright, so let's get started. Right, so step 1 is that you'll need a wall. Then we'll measure off 1.5 meters from the ground, and you'll use your pencil, which I don't know where you're going to buy the pencil, but anyway, you're going to use your pencil to measure off 1.5 meters. And then I just moved out of shot, I think. But then we're going to mount the bracket as well. So you position the bracket, and you don't position the bracket because you need a water level. So you fetch your water level, and then somehow balance this whole lot on the bracket. There we go, we got level, and then you just mark off the 2 holes where you'll be drilling for the Hiltis. Good, now you remove the bracket and we're ready to drill. You'll notice there's a hole on the one side and a slot on the other. And that's just for in case your drill bit moves while you're drilling, and you can still get the bracket level. So let's start with the drilling. There we go, 1 down, 1 to go. I'm going to position the drill bit in the middle of the slot, so we've got some movement. There we go, drilling done. Right, so the next step is to take your bracket and your 2 Hiltis and position the bracket on the holes that you've just drilled. Then put the Hiltis in from the front on one side, and then also on the slotted side. Then you need your Phillips screwdriver and the hammer. Right, so we'll be knocking the first Hilti in, but don't do the second one because you need to just level up the bracket again. So you see the slot allows you to level it. Right, so that's level, and now I'll be knocking in the second Hilti. There we go, done. Next, we mount the clock. So you press the clock into the bracket like that, and you position the holes on the side with the holes in the bracket. You take your 4 machine screws and just fasten the clock down from the side. You'll notice there's a slot on the side of the bracket, and that's to be able to position the terminal of the clock at different angles for scanning. So that's personal preference. You just decide at what angle you want the clock. Fasten it down with 2 screws on that side and 2 on this side. Next we'll be connecting the power cable, and then we'll start with the enrollment. Right, the moment we've been waiting for. We're going to connect the power to the clock. You would have noticed that your clock is switched on already because it's got a built-in battery. But we're just going to connect AC to it as well, and that'll just keep the battery charged. As soon as you connect the AC, you'll see the clock switches off for a while and then comes back on again. That's just resetting at the moment. And the very first message will be initializing. And that means that your clock is starting up and it's ready to go. Right, so next we'll be enrolling some of the employees. You would have noticed I've added a piece of trunking to the AC cable installation, and that's just to neaten up the cabling. Right, so to get into the menu, press cancel and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the password and enter to get into the menu. We'll move down on the menu until we get to manage users, then we'll press enter again, and the very next menu is enroll user. We press enter again, and the system will ask for a user number. This is a unique user-generated number which identifies the fingerprint. So we'll start with 1 as an example. 1, enter, and now place my finger. Place it once, remove it. Second time, remove it. Third time, remove. The system now asks for a second finger. Press it down, remove, and the third time down. And success means the fingerprint's been accepted and the user has been enrolled. The system now asks for to add another user or to cancel. We're going to cancel just to test this fingerprint. Cancel once, another cancel to get out of the main menu and back onto the main screen. And now if I put my finger down, the system will accept me. Right, let's say you want to add another finger to an existing user. You'll go back into the Manage Users menu, and then you'll move down on the next menu until you get to Add Print. We press Enter on Add Print, and now use the same user number that you used to enroll the employee, 1, and Enter. And now I'll use a third finger for this enrollment. Same process. And success at the end. That means this user now has 3 fingerprints on the system and will be identified on all 3 of those prints. Press cancel and cancel again to get back to the main menu. To delete a user from the system, we'll go back into the Manage Users menu by pressing Enter on Manage Users, then move down to Delete User and press Enter again. The system now asks for the user generated number. We use 1 for the example again and Enter. The system deletes all fingerprints for this user, and this user will not be able to clock on this clock anymore. Press cancel to get back to the main menu. Great, so your clock is installed, your users are enrolled, and we are so excited about your decision to purchase our clocking system. If you have any problems, please don't hesitate to phone our number on 086 1105 921, and one of our experts will be glad to help you. Thank you for purchasing our clock system, and happy clocking.